Hey guys, welcome back to a new video on the R9T. In this video, I want to put it finally back together and start it up. That means adding some more of these parts, probably I don't need a fender for that. Foot packs I want to play around with, and maybe foot packs, maybe a different video. So I coded the OEM packs and want to assemble it again, maybe a different video. But of course I want to put a tank on the seat. I never had this bike complete, so I want to do that, have it all there, have it running, exhaust on, pot filters on, and then I can go into the electronics and see what's going on there. I've been getting a comment that I need to also bleed the ABS module with the tester. I want to see if I have that option, and if so, then of course I'm going to do it. If not, I have to assume it's fine and I have to test it later when I take it out on the road. But for now, I want to complete this bike, get it ready, start it up, so that the only thing I still have to do is fork. Still want to coat all these silver things. I don't want any of the silver aluminum on here, and of course the fork seals are dripping. I don't believe there's any oil in there anymore at this point, but every time I come back it's soaked again, so I guess there's some. And since the forks are leaking, I also need new pads because they surely have been soaked, and that's not good. You don't want oily pads, but that's another video. So now it just get going. I'm gonna pull out the old exhaust. I need the lambda sensors. I have my new exhaust laying around here. You can just go along with me, and at the end this is going to fire up. It's probably going to be pretty loud. So I'm going to remove the lambda sensors or the oxygen sensors first. The old exhaust, need a 22mm nut or a wrench. And just bring it. I'm going to use a ring instead. So that goes. This is the exhaust. I have to insert the name, forgot the name of it. It comes with header, of course catalyst, already mounted the O2 sensors. These are the little pipes. There's literally straight through and some baffle in there. I believe it's gonna be too loud. Luckily there are some holes already in here, so I may make some custom baffles or something to tone it down a notch. Other than this, you have, this is the holder. It's going to replace the one of the bike, probably with this thing. And then you install the holders for the mufflers down here. Probably have to install these rubbers first on the holders, not installed, and then I can just hook it up. So hardware wise, of course you got a couple springs to snap the muffler onto the header. You have the clamps, the bands. Just put the rubbers on now. That will go around the muffler and hold that to this part, probably something like, I don't know, it goes through here on one side. I have to see how tight it fits around it. You have of course the bolts, the hardware to secure those, and you have the hardware. This one is the only different one. This piece that secures this plate to the bike. It goes like this and then like this. I have to see, there is no instruction, so I have to somewhat eyeball it. Let's just give it a shot. So see, this plate is going to replace this hanger there. This is where your exhaust would slide on. I think it's gonna go this way, similar to the one there. And then the triangle will just hang underneath there. So looks like a T30, let's take that out first. So I've got this little chrome plate in, it's kind of reflective, hard to see right now. There's only one way to put it on. And don't over tighten the screws, just finger tight, not finger tight, but you know, with some feel, 10 Newton meter maybe 15 max, because you screw them into the transmission. That's also just a somewhat fragile housing, so don't be too crazy on it. Now let's see how this hanger goes on. And you will also need a swivel on your T30 to get in here. I went from behind here over, just of course cover the swing arm, then you can reach the top one up there. So before putting the header back on, I'm going to tighten the oxygen sensors 45 Newton meter each. And when you bolt the header to the head, that's 21 Newton meter. Use new gaskets. Already have them installed. Oxygen sensor connects down here, and then this pushes and twists into that square hole down there. Same on the other side. So I got the exhaust on, and I also remember the name again. This is a K-Speed Diablo exhaust. That is literally the exhaust I saw from the bike that they made that inspired me also overall for the look. I like this, open swing arm. Anyway, let me show you what I did, how I put this on, because I only saw one other installation of it, and the person had some problems with it. I found it's been a little bit hard to get to, relatively speaking, for a bike. It's been pretty easy. Underneath. On the left side, the bands are above, and on the right sides, the bands are underneath. Just the positioning, whatever is easier, but it's all straight, it's all tight. I didn't have to bend anything. I think there's nothing crooked in here. It mounted pretty nicely. So of course you torque, or of course you tie it until it's tight. The bands will flex until there's no more flex, and then you're done. Just got the torque 21 at the front, and then I'm done with the exhaust. So I'm going to now install the battery, the new location, and this new battery box into here, and the tank can go onto the bike. I already installed the positive cable. The battery is now other way around. There's some space in here, I have some cardboard on one side, and in the back I have the screws for the Rapid Bike Evo. It's all good and fine. I have to just fill it through here. Changing battery will be such a pain in the future. Routing the wires is a little tricky. I ended up squeezing everything through here. That's the biggest opening. Plus minus, bike harness comes through here. Rapid Bike Evo harness goes down there also. Still gonna be tricky to connect to negative. Already clipped in the hoses here. Make sure they have enough play. They're not on the tension. I just clip them in here. I don't like how it comes out right here by the exhaust, but it is what it is. And the other one just ends here. I believe that was supposed to go onto the charcoal canister, which I don't have anymore. So the tank is on, but it's not finished. I just have my wires and my hoses routed the way I wanted to, tucked everything away. But of course it's still loose. You see down here. So gonna bob it up again. I have to make the connection for the fuel pump and fuel level sensor. And of course also the lines, the fuel lines. I will have to put a little bit of silicone grease on the O-rings so it goes in easy. And then once that's on, you tighten. There's one on the left, one on the right side, 19 Newton meter. And the one back here is 5 Newton meter. Doesn't hold much, doesn't hold anything actually. Just to clamp it a little bit down. And then the tank is on. I will then wrap these pieces here, because if you haven't noticed yet, but I'm going with a pretty black concept here. Going to wrap these matte black both sides, and then I will hook up the battery, and I will also slap in a charging port. This one will go onto the bridge that is laying around somewhere here and comes on later. The top here, after we have these little triangular holders, these ones there, installed. So let's do that first. And actually at that point you're already ready to put the seat on. And this is a bike, and I'm going to start it up. The keen observer probably already noticed that my foot pegs are OEM but black, because I got them powder coated, other than this little sacrificial part that was bent, so placed it. It's only silver thing, whatever. So it's going to be a little bit hard to see. Just prop the tank up for you, but we have up here your connections, the hoses of course. There is just nothing here. Here you see the O-ring. Put some silicone grease on there. For the other one, you need to find it up there. You can also peek for here. There you see it. Put some grease around here. You just click it all back on, and then you put the tank down. There it is, matte black or satin black, matching the valve covers, matching all the stuff that's getting powder coated on a gloss black tank. Knifeless tape is the way to go for this thing. And you see left side black versus right side still silver. You be the judge. I prefer it all black for this build. So one side done, next side I'm gonna do it off camera. Then I'm gonna continue cleaning up this mess here. I hook up the battery, the charger, the Rapid Bike Evo ground, and get it ready to fire it up. So batteries on. I hook the battery to the left side here and the bike harness to the right side. Also put a charger on here, already had a cable. Just squeezed it through here. It's dingling here, have to clean it up later. To see where I tug it away, somewhere I can reach it, maybe some Velcro or something. Maybe I'll put it here on the battery box, tap it up there, and then you can just pull it out and charge if you need to. Batteries on. And we got power. So now I'm gonna find my tester and hook that thing up and see what it tells me. So that's the interface, that's the web version. I cleared all codes, only have one code left, and that is the tank venting valve, because it's right here. I took that out. So I have to find the connector. Not sure where I tucked that thing away. Once I find the connector, I click it on and see what happens. But that's the only arrow. Now, because the bike has been standing so long, I'm going to remove the connectors for the injectors. And then I'm going to crank it to prime it. Because, you know, it's been standing for a long time. So I want to prime it first before I fire it up. Yeah. Why do I prime it? First, to get some oil to the valves. I did adjust the valves, and really there's not enough oil in there. I'm gonna fill some oil, and then I'm gonna fire it up. So I filled some more oil. Good on that story now. It's done. I also found a connector. I tucked it away up here. So I just connected the purge valve down here, and you know what? Maybe I'll just zip tie it up here behind there. No one can see it. We have the space, cleared arrow codes, all green. Good to go. Already hooked up the injectors again. So there are no arrows on the bike. Everything is connected other than my headlight that's missing. And I have this one connector left, but that is for the exhaust flap, so I'm going to tie that away anyway. Good to go. Good to fire this thing up. I put you away a little bit on a distance on purpose. You're about 3 meters away. So let's see how loud this thing really is. the one a bit in, has to be adjusted of course. So I'll put a test on again, having 3 new faults. The present, this one here is just a headlamp, doesn't matter much. And then we have 1 of 2 currently present, exhaust flap, it's been deleted. There is a connector you can toss on, and that will take care of that. And the other one is the lambda, so the O2 sensor. Cylinder 2, that's the right side. Right, it hasn't been running in a while, so I'm gonna let it go for a little bit more and see if it clears itself out. So there was one more comment that I got about the brakes, to bleed the ABS module with the testers. I'm just in here, the Hex 911, and I'm going to go detected vehicle, the brakes, service functions, waiting a bit, ABS functions, bleed test front, and then it explains to you that you just do your regular breathing procedure, and then you just do this test to get any air out of the ABS module. So let's go. It's gonna hum a little bit, and then I'm gonna do the same for the rear, just to make sure you don't want to have any air in your brake system. So successfully completed. Do the same for the rear. That's for the rear, same thing. And then you can also actuate all the valves, intake, outlet. So to test, you know, if there's a problem with the ABS unit or whatnot, at least you can diagnose it, not just swap it, you know, based on feeling. And that's it. That's it for ABS. And I'm still gonna play around and see what else I can do in here. Let's see what's going on here. See what codes, blah blah blah. Just want to see the service functions they give me here. Well, I'm gonna browse around and see. So you basically can check all your consumers here, all the lights, heated grips if you have, tanks, the fuel level sensor, you can calibrate the new sensor and so on. So it's all fine. Nothing I feel like needing to do here. Pegs, instrument cluster, and then engine controller will be the most interesting, most likely. I want to see, since it has that error of the O2 sensor, I want to see what the actual value is. Output test, you can just check everything here, but mine seems fine. So in the other settings I can change. Not really. Set time, sure, might as well. Reset service. I gotta be able to reset a service somewhere. So I just set the time. Now I want to reset a service reminder because I just did everything on the spikes, plugs, filter, oil, brake fluid, whatever else it has. I did it all. So 88,000 kilometers. That's a lot. That's a lot for a bike. That's a hell of a lot for a bike. Just reset that thing. And I'm also going to hook up all the wires for the Rapid Bike Evo, and I'm also gonna tuck this thing somewhere away, basically clean it somewhat up. Also gonna put a seat on to have it somewhat finished, other than the front end of course. Starts to look good, sounds incredibly loud. I probably have to add some baffles or something. This thing is so really loud. Well, I wanted the look, I got the look, comes with the sound. Let's just finish up a bit, tuck some cables away. For the Rapid Bike Evo, all the connectors are labeled. So we have basically 3 main harnesses here. One is apparently just the crank sensor, which you have to find. Gotta be somewhere. And the other one is, one goes to the left bank, one goes to the right bank. And you just have your lambda sensor and your injector. So one is of course down here, this is the lambda sensor, and this here is the injector. Same on the other side, the throttle position sensor. If you're not sure, that's on the left side. So cylinder 1 is on the left side. Squeeze it all somewhere up there, tuck it away, make it look nice and clean. Then this video should come to an end. So I got the cable now all connected and cleaned up for the most part. It's not been my best wiring job, to be honest, because for some reason I decided the Rapid Bike EO module is here in the tank there, the silver thing you can see there. And for some reason I decided to wire the main loom through here and then down to the other side. Well, because the tank was on, I put it on with the tank. I probably should have just take the tank off and then just have all the wire loom sit up there, because now it's a little bit messy. So next time I take the tank off for whatever reason, I probably redo all the wiring, because down here is not much you can do, but up there it's a little bit messy, but it still works. It's fine, just not perfect, but good enough. I'm gonna pop the cone filters on, tiny one here, one over there, and I also pop the covers on, left and right. White would usually the snorkel sit. I don't have the snorkel anymore, I still need it. I got the PCC custom intake piece here, makes it look a little bit more smooth. I like it. Gonna pop that on, and then I'm also gonna pop on the seat. It's already prepared. It's just going to snug underneath here. There's a bolt that goes through here. The OEM seat is bolted from down here if attached it. That's a Roland Sons design. Has a little stand here, and you just pass it through here, put the bolt, put the nut on, and that's it. So guys, there you have it. Doing a lot of stuff on here. Exhaust is on, pod filters are on, also the small preview filter down here. The Rapid Bike Evo is installed, wired up. Haven't tested it yet, haven't started it up. It's like 10 or 11 p.m. So that exhaust, I'm not starting it now. Everybody's gonna be awake. Gonna do this tomorrow, see if it runs any better. It still has a little bit issues running at idle. Maybe because it's been sitting for so long, maybe the fuel is bad. I still have to synchronize the cylinders, but that's not gonna cause it to die down. Gonna go through it step by step. Seat is on, battery is hooked up, all the wires are on there. It's somewhat cleaned up, and I like this side. It's already all blacked out this panel here on the side, blacked out the foot pegs, of course black exhaust. Only have to still work on the front end. Of course, black it all out. I have a different handlebar. Brakes will also have to be done with the fork seals. There's still enough life on these brake pads, but the seals have been leaking so badly. You don't want to go out and have oily brake pads and not be able to stop with the front brake. That's kind of important. Making progress. You heard it fire up earlier. You heard it run. It is utterly loud. It was the goal for this video. I think this episode 10, also nice round number, to put it back together complete. So everything I need to run the bike is on the bike, and it actually works. The front end hasn't been touched by the other guy. So the missing fender and light, that was me. I have the bolts for that. I know where it goes. That is fine. For the rest of the bike, it just came in pieces in a box, parts broken, parts missing. Huge effort to sort that all out, but now it's here. Now I know my way around this bike. I still know some ways that I can improve it, but the goal for now was to put it together, start it up, so I actually can move it to the side. I have other things to do also. I can't occupy the space the entire time. It's been months, mostly because the powder coating took so long. But now I can just clean out a mess a bit, organize my crap, move the bike there, have it out of the way here, clean my workspace. It looks so messy. Still have pegboard wall hanging there. Those here, gonna look nice. Finally a work corner. Also got my new vise and a grinder. Clean this, put the bike there, have space. Have to work again on the 535, on the X5. There's half a car sitting back there also. Goal is achieved, bike runs, and I finally can take a seat on the bike. I never sat on an R9T Never sat on mine either. There was no seat. Now, gonna take it down, see how it feels. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video and all the crap I share on here on this R9T platform. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.